Wake your ass up
or take a damn nap.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have.
It's time.
Sean, you were twerking. That's going to happen.
Murph, don't be a dick all your life.
It's one of the more fun podcasts I've ever done.
Hey, I tell you what, if you're not talking about sports in the man cave, I bet not say you not a man.
That's it.
You know, all of the baseball players in this world, including college baseball, they get all the attention. But the moms and dads in this world need a little bit more love than they are receiving. College baseball's College World Series is here, and we're going to give a love to some, what I like to say, All-American Longhorn baseball dads. And this is a pretty special episode, in my opinion. And I want to go down from the top right, and we'll begin with Donovan Campbell, the Mr. Hanson, and Preston Stevenson.
My goodness. Oh, my God.
Look at this. You guys are going to be legends after this episode.
Hollywood, here we come.
Here we go.
Something like that.
Oh, my God. So before we get started, before we unbundle what is another trip to Omaha for your sons and the Texas Longhorns, you see this right here, UT Baseball's Brady and Gronk. This is what I'm talking about right here.
Soccer continues. EA. Go win, nowhere. EA. Go no. Soccer continues. EA. Go win, nowhere. EA. Go nowhere.
I like it.
Gentlemen, who did it better, Brady and Gronk or your guys?
Oh, man. I'm going to have to go with our guys. That's my take.
I'm going to have to go with Donovan and Preston. I saw them doing it as well. Breaking it down and bringing it.
Yeah.
However, they were changing the lyrics, not we ain't going nowhere. We're going somewhere. We're going to Omaha again.
Oh,
yeah. There you go. There you go.
This is going to be fun, you guys. So these guys, I was going to say, I don't know collectively how many games these three have seen, but I know every time that I've been down to Occupy Left Field or at Dish Falk, they are there in person. And keep in mind, Tom just moved to Austin, and the others had been commuting from long distances, Houston, Missouri, other parts of the country. But it's just amazing. And I think this is going to give another, how can I say this, a perspective on the emotions of a baseball dad. And by the way, before we continue, it's already hotter than hell here in Texas. We've had triple-digit heat, and that is a great transition to one of the newest and greatest sponsors, Honest Air Conditioning and Plumbing. They're old school. They believe in the handshake agreements, meaning they stand behind their quality of work. So give these guys a call, especially you live in North Austin, Hutto, Georgetown, Leander, Cedar Park, all those little communities in between. And they're veteran-owned, and that's key. And locally owned, truly locally owned. So, gentlemen, I have to transition before we have so much more fun we don't know what to do with. We want to talk about that 10-1 win that you guys sat through, and we'll get to that weather delay. I want to first ask Mr. Hanson, watching your son, or excuse me, Mr. Stevens there, watching your son get the call and get the ball for being the starting pitcher in the decisive game 3. I don't think anyone could put the emotions into it and feel it much more than maybe your son away from the camera. Or what was it like for you guys when he called you to tell you the morning of the game?
Yeah, so there was some speculation the night before on who was going to get the start. And, there were some pretty strong feelings. It would probably be Staley. But then, there were also some pretty well-versed baseball people that thought he would go with Tristan. Tristan and I had not talked that night leading up to it, so I didn't know didn't know what the plan was. And I didn't know that he even asked for the ball. Even after he called me that morning, he never told me that. So I'll tell you exactly what he said when he called me. He said, Dad, grab your drinks and grab your ass. I got the ball.
That's it, baby. That's it.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, I'm starting. And then I told Mama, and she started freaking out. So
yeah.
That is,
for those of you that know, Donovan and Tom know Marcia. So, but no, it was a great feeling. I mean, obviously there's nerves there, but there's also confidence because I know my son, and like he said, that's exactly why he came back. And he wanted to be in that situation, and he got what he wanted, and he was able to carry it out.
So before we, Donovan and Pete, I want to show y'all the sound bites from after the game from Tristan and Coach Pierce. And it's so for people who don't understand what this is like, his son, Preston's son, was really an exceptional number 2 pitcher last year. Baseball, you get this thing called the yips, either hitting, pitching. So Tristan experienced that this year. Baseball's such a mental game, and you guys know all too well. It just wasn't a great year for him as a starter, but he had enough right here to go to the bullpen and play that role, then just literally got the start in probably the most important game of the year to send Texas to Omaha. This is them and his son after the game, and this is, I mean, you can feel the emotion in this.
The job's not done. This is just a stepping stone. We don't go to Omaha. We want to win it, and that's our plan, and that's our goal. So it's definitely cool to see, but the job's not done.
I thought Tristan poured his heart out on the mound as well as the entire team, but that was a big-time outing by Tristan. And, offensively, we gave him a great cushion early, but just a great win for our team.
Just exactly why I came back. I remember I texted Coach Pierce and Coach Allen saying I wanted the ball, and they gave it to me. And this is exactly why I came back, and to help this team get to Omaha and win a championship.
So the journey as a baseball dad, I know we're talking about you guys being Texas Longhorn dads, but in general, being a baseball dad, and I'll start with you, Donovan, when you hear that, I know you've had conversations like and felt those emotions such as Tristan, right?
Well, I can explain, from my situation, my kid is super quiet. I mean, he doesn't share a whole bunch. You have to call him 50 times and ask him questions over and over about certain things. I mean, he's very passionate about, practicing and performing and all of that and them winning. But, with this feeling what Tristan was just talking about, I mean, that's I think all the kids pretty much feel the same way. They just go about it in a different way because they want to win. Trust me, they want to win. And I can just only speaking from my kid. I mean, from last year being a freshman and kind of being on, we had such a loaded team, but he had the opportunity to go to Omaha, his first year in college, which was great. I mean, he didn't get much playing time, but he was still there cheering on the team. And that was the most important thing as we transition into this year. So, I mean, the passion is there. You just may not see it. That's the first time I've ever seen him jump in a game as he did when he got those hits in that Saturday night game we had against ECU. So that was very interesting to me. I thought that showed a lot of passion on his part.
Tom, you're the father of an All-American, and you it's not so much the All-American part, but you guys are like fathers to all these kids. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I mean, we're around. We're crazy supportive of the players and each other, though, too. I mean, one thing I dig, and I know the other two gentlemen will say the same thing. I just love being around the program because I love being around the kids, and I love being around Longhorn baseball. But I really love being around the parents and the families and the friends. I mean, it's such a great environment, such a great scene, and a lot of fun. And we bring it, and we've had some success. It's been great.
And I had to save, the father of the son we're talking about, which is to the far left right there, Preston. You mentioned it, but moving forward, I'm a big believer in certain moments and being superstitious. But do you think that moment that your son experienced and how deep in the game that he went, do you think that that's one of those motivating type of situations for the rest of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely gave the team strength, knowing and seeing what took place. But it wasn't, it wasn't just on the mound. I mean, we got off to a 4-0 lead, and then before too long it was 7-1, and then 8-1 and 9-1, and like I said earlier, I wasn't comfortable with 9-1 or 10-1. I wanted it to be 15. So I think bringing that stability, there for those first 5 or 6 innings really helped probably calm things down. But I also know our offense, and just look at the numbers. We have one of the best offenses in the nation. So, but I think the main thing it did, Sean, was it probably just brought some calmness to the dugout, and just kind of stabilize things and allow the offense to do what they do. So.
Yeah, if I can interject, I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Look, it was a deal where I remember kind of saying we were coming in on Friday, let's take care of business. Then I know I kind of was trying to, my mindset was thinking more like, no, let's not take care of business. Let's go take this. Like we're the better team. We're the storied program. We get confidence. We've got absolute crazy skill and ability, and let's go take this. And that's sure what it felt like when we turned the corner on that Saturday game. Was Messi hits that 3-run shot, and the crowd was out of it at that point. We tied it, and then DC gets that huge poke to put us ahead by 1.
Yeah.
Things got a little interesting after that. DC closes it out with that knock to win it, right, in heroic fashion. And then when we rolled in on Sunday and we start out 4-0, it was not taking care of business. It was taking ours. Let's go. And behind Tristan, you could feel it too. It was just like all guys would say the same thing. And I know both dads would say the same thing. They all want the ball. They all want the AB. They all want it, man. Let's go. Get me out there. Let's go. And Tristan in particular, when he gets that ball, you do get a feeling like we're going to be all right. Here we go. And we're going to be better than all right because we're going to go get it. And that's what it was like. That's what it was like in that game. I mean, it was, I know we were, I don't know if we were nervous till the end. We sure were excited until the end and engaged till the end. But when it ends up 11-1, it wasn't just that 4-0 start. It was a full game of taking it to them. And that's what it was like. And 3-5 provided the leadership on the mound. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you guys.
His energy is awesome. I mean, I think that transfers to the other guys for sure. I mean, he fires me up just, seeing how he jumps around out there on the mound, especially in a tough situation when he's out there pitching and, he gets a big strikeout at the end. It's huge. It's huge. I'm sure motivation for his teammates and for the fan base as well. It's pretty awesome.
So we saw, this team hits bombs every game. And I know that the focus is on the Hispanic Titanic, but speaking of, I've got to ask y'all that one, I believe he hit on Friday, and I'll play it real quick. And I got to have your take. I'll also ask you the question, where did you find it, or did you see where it landed after we watched this?
That's crunched. Oh, my. Nobody's going to move as that one clears the trees in left field. Ivan Melendez.
Nobody moves. Clear the
Nobody
trees.
moves.
Where did that ball land? Did you guys see it, or did you find out who had it?
I have no idea.
Well, I was told from just listening through a conversation that it went over. It said that was one of the furthest home runs they'd seen at the park because it went over into the street behind that jungle deal back there. That's what I was told, around 510 or so feet. Down the line is 320 down that line. So that went a pretty good ways.
That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
Like that a lot.
Like it a lot.
Like it a lot.
So, as you know, we were watching from Mark Pena's house, and that entire weather delay, there's reasons for everything. It's what you do, the pictures, the tweets, everything were all entertaining. Tell me about, how did you guys survive that delay? Because that is, I know Donovan was in his car. We saw you guys in some of the tweets, but how did you guys pass all that time?
Well, we'd been there before, right, fellas?
Yep.
We had it last year in Omaha, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of knew.
Yeah.
And it's like we've also flown a bunch too. So it's like, flying Southwest, you're sitting there and they're giving you kind of an update, not really. And it's like, it's going to be 15 minutes, going to be 15 minutes, going to be 15 minutes. We were hearing all kinds of numbers. Kind of following Craig Way because he was there. But you could also, the rain was on top of us. You can kind of feel it too. And I'll speak very plainly about what I had the good fortune to do. I went up to the car to get my glasses. I think charge my phone or whatever, like Donovan did. But in other words, I went out there and meditated for a little while, closed my eyes. But
yeah.
Then I got a text, and I met up with Andrea and Edith, so Donovan's mom and Trey's mom, and we got a snack at the bar and had a couple beverages and talked to some local folks, and it was kind of nice. Made for a long night, and I'll be honest that we had a cup of coffee to make sure that we could pull through it. But
it was that's well told. I don't think everybody really knows or understands how much it takes. To be on that emotional high at the beginning. First off, why even play the first inning for that long? But it's behind us. We don't need to debate it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is seriously. Past a point, we're signed up. We're not going anywhere. We're all about it. So it's not, you can't say why not or how come or why are we not getting updates? It doesn't matter. When they're playing, we're there, and when they're playing and we're there, we're going to support them and we're going to have fun and we're going to have great results. So it's all good whenever it happens. We might lose a little sleep, but that's the way it goes.
That is the way it goes.
Absolutely.
Hey, gentlemen, we got to pay a little tribute to one of the sponsors here. It's so hot that there's his own segment for it. You fine gentlemen, I know that you guys take care of yourself and and our significant others in our lives, where, whatever capacity they deserve in our lives, they want us to look good. And that includes below the belt. But nobody wants their significant other to look like or resemble the German Black Forest below the belt, right? Well, you got to feel clean. So, man.
Oh, my.
Manscaped.com, they are constantly evolving, as we've all learned through COVID. Got to keep evolving. Well, their latest and greatest package here, the Ultra Smooth packages for shaving care for down there. I feel like I'm in kindergarten with story time and have an audience right now.
It's important.
It is important.
Got to do it.
I like it a lot.
3-part series here, the crop exfoliator. You have to exfoliate everything that's on your exterior.
No, I didn't know that. I'm learning something today. Wow. Go from Black Forest to exfoliation.
There you go.
That's pretty deep.
It's very deep. I can meditate and come up with the visuals for this.
No, that's okay.
Maybe
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do it. Then the clear growing shaving gel, and the best part, a razor that size. You don't always need length for everything.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that simulation you just did with your hand there. That was, I don't know what that was, but
So if my guys hear the Longhorn baseball dads and you watching wherever you may be, go to manscaped.com and use the promo code after you purchase that package, right before you're checking out or whatnot, ManCave20, is the promo code for 20% off. And now that we got the how can I say this, the uncomfortable, awkward part out.
I wondered how you're going to segue out of that. Here we go.
It wasn't overly smooth, gentlemen.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Do you guys collectively have a man cave story that you guys have experienced together that maybe all three of you guys have a contribution to that you guys love telling every time you're together?
Go ahead, Tom. That's Tom's
I was going to say,
yeah.
Preston, that story seems to show up a lot of us at Omaha last year. I'm not going to go into the detail of it, but it involved, let's say, some reactions to some fans that were doing some of the stuff we recently saw in Greenville. We see it all the time.
Yeah.
And some of us maybe taking a little issue with that, and plenty of time after some adult beverages. And, you know, it got to different points where then it evolved into something that was story worthy, that we tell the story often. Like that reminds me of, or remember when.
Yeah.
And I won't go into the detail on it.
It was a bond. It was a bond.
It was. In a weird way, it was kind of fun. You know, we did it together, right?
Yep. Together with some other Texas dads. So yeah, it was a good time.
So, I was thinking maybe y'all would have a man cave story that involved Scott Wilson at some point.
Oh,
yeah. So DC, jump in on this if you want. But the flying formation at games is, and when we're at home in particular, it's Scott in his seat for the 1300th time, right?
Right.
And then Donovan's right behind him, always.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And then often enough, I'm usually two back from that is what we try to do. But yeah, Wilson, he gets on TV a lot. That's what a lot of people tell me. And you know, the whole game, right? DC, the whole game, people are coming up, shaking his hand, just wanted to check in. How you doing?
Absolutely.
Man,
absolutely.
You go to that many games and you're that kind of cat, you know a lot of people, and a lot of people know you. Heck yeah.
So I've been here.
It's pretty good.
We've been here for what, 4 years, something like that. And I have not known Scott's not missed a game. Wilson's not missed a game. I mean, whether it be on the road or at home, I am not aware that he's missed one of the games that while we've been here. It's just amazing.
Donovan, do you talk at the games with him? Or I know you're crazy focused, and you and I are kind of watching the crowd and goofing around a little bit. But
and let me tell you, you know, that you mentioned before about people coming down, shaking his hand, and so on and so forth. I mean, that is I love to see that. I mean, I enjoy it because I got a chance to meet a lot of Longhorn fans that I would have never met if I didn't sit behind Scott Wilson. And, you know, so it's been a great experience to sit behind him. And it's kind of, now he calls me his best buddy. So, you know, because I check on him, and this is a true story. Yeah, I check on him all the time. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a game. I'll just send him a message, see how he's doing, if he made it home safely, so on and so forth. It's not all about just, you know, sitting behind him and watching the game. We have formed a nice, solid bond. And we'll be doing the same thing here, and in a few days in Omaha. Find him where he's sitting, and try to sit right behind him, as always. So we'll have to get that figured out. But he is really a staple in that Longhorn community.
Oh, it's amazing, and he can hang with anyone as far as the pops.
Yes, he can.
and snacks.
Yes.
Before, during, and after a game.
Yes.
The snacks?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? All right. We'll go with that. Snackage, yeah.
Snackage. Well, Tom, Preston, Donovan, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk more about Omaha and the uniqueness that this one will be, because I don't think in our lifetime that we're going to experience a College World Series field the way this one's shaped up. And we're going to get more of the UT Longhorn baseball dads coming up here on the other side of this break.
Yes, sir.
For all of your insurance needs, look no further than our primary sponsor, Jim Saxton State Farm Insurance Agency. The ATX OG has been insuring Austin for over 3 decades. And get this, Jim Saxton is a Longhorn legacy. He is the son of the late, great James Saxton, who was a Heisman finalist. Be sure to give him a call, or better yet, visit his website, saxtoninsurance.com, and tell him that the stories inside the Man Cave Boys recommended you.
This is JJ Gotch, CEO of the Austin Gamblers. And segment 2 of Stories Inside the Man Cave is next.
Southern breaking ball got him, and Texas is going back to Omaha.
Love that.
Man, gentlemen,
nice.
The Longhorn dads. How many times have you guys watched that final out?
Quite a few.
Yeah, absolutely. I did as well. I replayed all the games, really. I watch. I go back and rewatch and kind of try to see, analyze a little bit, see what's going on and how the game. Because that's something in the stadium, it's a different feeling when you go back and watch it, rewatch it on the on your computer or whatever. It's just a different vibe you get going that route.
Hey, real quick, this segment for us, I could go for 2 hours with these guys, but all 4 of us, especially these 3, we have very busy lives and other obligations. They're not all like me, just have flexible windows. But this segment's brought to you by Farmhouse Delivery. I've recently started trying their produce and meats. It's all organic, and they deliver it to your door. And it's Austin, Texas based, but they source their foods across the great state of Texas. FarmhouseDelivery.com. Use the promo code MANSPACECAVE, and you get 20% off of that one. So, gentlemen, the reason why I said earlier, because I think you guys know where I'm going when I said it's going to be a unique College World Series, it's because of the number of rivalries that Texas has, specifically with 2. If you want to add 3 to Arkansas, but before we see that field, a friend of mine who is the voice of the Sooners, I want y'all to hear how he called OU's clinching moment, and that was at Virginia Tech. Just take a listen to this in a most unique OU kind of way.
Michael kicks and fires. Got him! Swinging! And you can unhitch the wagon! Put the ponies in the board! We're taking them to Omaha! The Sooners have run to the roar and all the way to the college baseball promised land.
Unhitch the wagon. Fitting. That's fitting for the Sooners.
Yeah.
That Sooner schooner. So I've got to ask you guys this collectively, and you guys all have brilliant baseball minds, and you can see objective and you can see objectively and in other ways. Did you see the potential that OU could possibly be the hottest team in America at any point when you guys watched them play Texas?
I didn't during the season, but when we saw, when I saw them play in the postseason and the Big 12, they had really evolved, and they had some, they got hot at the right time. I think their pitching staff got squared away, so I felt that they could be a problem. I personally don't want to see them in Omaha. We've already played them 5 times or something.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't care to see them, but yeah, I felt there towards the end when I saw them play the Big 12 that they could make some noise, and they did. So.
Yeah, guys. When you see these fields, of course, bracket 2. Look at that. It looks like somebody had a few too many brown water cocktails. I take that. Unfortunately, it wasn't brown water cocktails. I don't know what happened right there. It's all off center.
Well, I think a lot of people are making a lot of. I don't know. There's a lot of content available, and you got to fill up some time and pages about things like ranked and unranked and numbers and all that sort of thing. But all that's arbitrary anyway.
Right.
Hey, look we're playing at a level. Nothing surprises me anymore. When you get to D1 baseball, you're pretty good, and the team's going to be pretty good. So, I think it's a strong field, and the teams that they beat were great teams too. So, we're all where we're supposed to be, and that's a good thing. But everyone's good, and everyone has a shot. And I don't know. Nothing really surprises me, just because there's so much talent out there. You watch any team warm up, and you realize, man, these guys are really good. These guys are really good, and so anything can happen. I wouldn't mess around too much with thinking way ahead of predictions and all that sort of thing. You still got to go play the game,
right?
Absolutely.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
So,
I like it.
Donovan, or any of you guys, before we move on to the next piece here, any advice or what's the itinerary in Omaha? I haven't been to the new stadium as a fan. I've been to Rosenblatt a few times, which it was pristine. It was old school. It smelled good. The grass just smelled different, and the beer was very cold across the street at Starsky's. How does one go about to have the best time of their life in Omaha in the modern day facility and amenities?
Go ahead, Donovan.
Oh, I was thinking, I'm sitting here just thinking and replaying what happened last year in my mind. And I this year, I just feel it's going to be on a different, a higher level based on, the competition and, the teams that are actually in especially in our side of the bracket. I see a lot of great things happening. I know, we get the guys, the dad, we have our text messages and stuff, we send out to each other and figure out where we're going to meet, what time, let's go eat here. And then, then we get the party started. And I can tell you, based on last year's experience, I think after 8 days or so, when you get back home, it's time to get a liver transplant because it's a great time. It's a great time. We enjoy each other day in and day out for, every day that we're there. And all these guys are like family. We all are always together. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I can guarantee you that.
We're gonna start like we always do. We'll get together. We'll have a fireball toast. And we'll get it started right and do it together. That's the point.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Unified.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, and I real quick, Sean, I'd like to say to Donovan's point, it's been great. Obviously, it was Tristan's dream and every one of these boys' dream, to play at the Division I level and to play for a school like the University of Texas. But, I think for the parents, at least for us, I feel like I have a lifelong friendship now. We're Longhorns for life, and these times like in Omaha, they're awesome. They're a bonding time, and you just got to find the right spots at the right time. And it's different than Rosenblatt. I went there; it is different. So you got to navigate things differently. But if you need any tips, just hit me up, and we can talk more about that on your way there.
Yeah. We'll connect. We'll facilitate this situation.
Yeah.
This is so. Just for people watching, the College World Series Field 8, you saw it. A&M, OU, two of UT's biggest rivals. Texas will play Notre Dame. Arkansas, former Southwest Conference rivalry, will become a new SEC rivalry, as in the other bracket. So 6 of the 8 technically are from the SEC.
Yeah.
Best brand of baseball in the country. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, there's a segment here. And I want to show you real quick. It's called TikToking in the Man Cave. And you guys know, as you guys have raised children, you never know what they're going to say, but nowadays they end up on TikTok. Stuff like this.
Oh, wiener, Mama.
Huh?
Do you have a wiener?
No.
Oh. But what do you have?
I have a girl part.
What?
Girls have different parts than boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a wiener.
That's hilarious.
So you can confirm or deny or I guess embarrass your sons, but have there ever been any of those types of TikTok worthy moments? Thank God it didn't exist when we were around with your sons.
Not here.
I mean, for me, I'll say no, just because.
No.
Hey, our guys are, I hope they're smarter than that. Let me put it that way, right?
Yeah. They are absolutely. They wouldn't be at that school if they didn't do
Oh,
that. 'Cause
I meant when they were young kids.
Oh, when they were younger? Oh, God.
Yeah. What about Donovan and Preston? I mean,
yeah, man.
I would ask them, not about their boys, but about themselves.
I try to avoid TikTok.
Yeah, I don't.
Bro, that's a slippery slope. Yeah,
I don't partake in that. No, I don't.
Gentlemen, this is something that a segment that I love. This is how we usually wrap things up, because there is so much negativity in this world, and this is such a beautiful time of the year, especially for even non-sports fans. If you've not been to Omaha, if you've not been to the College World Series, it's something great, and that's how we're going to end right with this.
Hey, Ben, tell me something good.
Baseball in June. Heck yeah.
Boy, tell me something good. Sponsored by our guy, Kevin Hutchinson of Realty Austin. He's an Austin, Texas native. He's been in the game of selling homes. As you guys know, Tom, you just purchased a home in Austin. It's not easy. It's not easy, not an easy process. But Hutch will make it simplified for you, and he's real easy to deal with. You'd think he's a member of your family, and he sells homes in San Antonio as well. But I'll go around the horn. DC, tell me something good, brother.
I am looking forward to hanging out with these guys and their families and seeing our boys put on a great show down in Omaha, Nebraska this week and next week. I'm looking forward to it.
The Tom Hanson, tell me something good.
Heck yeah. Baseball in June. Hook 'em. All good. A lot to be thankful for, a lot to look forward to. Let's bring it, fellas.
Uh-oh. I love it, Preston Stevens. You got to bring it.
Yeah,
tell me something good.
So I'll tell you something good. We're going back to Omaha for the second time, and Tennessee's not. So I'm pretty happy about that. So that's my something good. So
man, that's beautiful. I want to say this to you guys. I have the Occupy Left Field family is what brought us all together. Love that. Mark Pena, Mike Murphy, all those guys, those women, all men and women, just quality people. It's a great group. They're helping the program, and they have made you guys have a second family. And I'm grateful. I'll tell you something good, that I crossed paths with each one of you guys, and now I feel like I've got another brother for life myself. But for you guys to make time for this before you head out on another journey on probably 12 hours of sleep collectively in the last 36 hours, man, I have a lot of love for you guys, and I appreciate it.
Well, hey, thanks for having us on, John.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you guys in about 48 hours.
Yeah, no doubt. 48 hours.
Any final thoughts? Any certain hand signals you want to throw up? Or
always horns up, baby. Hook 'em.
Horns up. Horns up.
Hook 'em.
Horns up.
Hey, for the now VIP alumni of Stories Inside the Man Cave, that being DC, the Tom Hanson, and the Preston Stevens, and for the OG Man Cave boys who helped me out at the beginning of the lockdown in 2020, that being Big Mike, Coach Mo, and Hardball Harge. We are out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.